When I look back and I start to get impatient, I do these three things. I find out, what is my purpose? What am I trying to achieve? Define a micro action that can get me toward that, not to that, but toward that in the right direction, and take action. Even if it's the wrong action, take the action. So I've been really struggling with the concept of patience. And I think it's more than that. I think it's just waiting for all of the unknowns to occur. And this video, I want to unpack that deeper through my journey and see if I can make sense of that story. Maybe that would help you if you're in a situation where you still know what the heck is going to happen next and you can't control. So let's start first. So my animal crowd, business crowd, entrepreneur, I've launched several businesses. I've been around this journey of entrepreneurship for almost 17 plus years. And you learn to endure a lot. And you learn to go through a bunch of sucky stuff. And it's hard. And I tell people entrepreneurship is the hardest career choice you can make. Now, there are probably others, but that's just for me because it's such an emotional roller coaster. And the concept of patience and waiting is one that, as I look back, I've had it throughout my entire career. And so I looked up the definition of patience. So here's what it is. Patience is the ability to endure challenges, delays, or difficulties without becoming frustrated, upset, or giving up. And I think that defines entrepreneurship really well, because when we start out as entrepreneurs, we want to achieve something, right? Hopefully you have a big purpose, a purpose for your life, yourself, and a purpose for your business. And when we set out, we have a big purpose and we want to achieve something, but then it gets hard. And then we find uncertainty, and then we get unclear. And all of a sudden, we're in a sense of waiting for that quote to come back, waiting for that customer, waiting for that fundraiser to call back. And we're waiting. And in the meantime, we're like, what should we be doing? So you get impatient, right? Heard this great quote by Naval, and I put it on an Instagram story, and I think it's the impatience with action or patience with results, right? If I go back to my journey, I started my first business with a co-founder, a great co-founder, 2007, and we had nothing. A little home equity line of credit we each put from our personal savings. We put into a little business. We bought a website and we launched. And there we are. We're on the business of trying to reach this big purpose. And to be frank, our only purpose at that time was to replace our salaries. That's what we wanted out of our business, just replace our salary. So we didn't go into it thinking we were going to end up with an 8-figure exit or anything like that. We just went into it to be entrepreneurs, replace our salary, live our best lives. That was our goal. But then all the bad stuff started happening. We didn't get the customer we thought we were going to get. We got sued. We lost some business. We made some wrong decisions. All these things started happening. And it wasn't until month 4 we even quoted our first job. So we've been eating on our little bit of money we put in, not taking any salary, trying to sustain our families. And our first quote was in month 4. Well, that took about 3 months to actually come to fruition where we'd even get an answer. Fast forward now to 2012, we exit the business. And so what were the moments in that journey that defined patience, waiting, and perseverance? Well, when I look back, it is not the exit that I was in the journey for. It was all the lessons. It was all the people. It was all the moments that you remember along that journey. And when you do hard stuff and you overcome hard things, and you redefine who you are, you reclassify what you're made of, and it builds you to be bigger, better version of yourself. And I think that's what we are here to do on this journey, is to be the best versions of ourselves, reach our maximum potential, take everything that's inside of us and bring it out, multiply it, try new things. But when you do that, when you start a business, when you take that leap of faith, you're full of fear, right? Fear is just an emotion that we can choose to allow in or allow out. And so just know it's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of speed bumps. This journey is not easy. But when I look back and I start to get impatient, I do these 3 things. I find out, what is my purpose? What am I trying to achieve? Define a micro action that can get me toward that, not to that, but toward that in the right direction, and take action. Even if it's the wrong action, take the action, because that small step will start to build momentum, and you never know where that crevice opportunity might come from. So it's not a game of waiting. It's a game of small micro actions aligned with our purpose that get us in a moment of improving ourselves so that we can be the best version of ourselves for others around us. And I think that, friends, is infinite impact. If we haven't met, my name is Andy Smith. Been on this journey for a long time. Love talking to other entrepreneurs, business owners, founders, coaching kids, coaching leaders, coaching founders, and building great businesses for impact. And so keep going. If you're feeling impatient, take a small micro step forward, a good piece of action in the right direction that aligns with your purpose. Keep rocking.